am a survivor. I want you all to take a moment and close your eyes and think about your journey to this moment. Think about the bumps you've encountered, the good or bad times, or moments you'll never forget. Now everyone, open your eyes. You're probably wondering why I asked you to do that. Well, let's say if someone had a different view on their journey. Maybe someone's path in life is still unclear. Anxiety and depression. Two small words that can make such an impact in our lives. According to US News page, around 1.8 million adolescents and teens have a mental health disorder. And in that number, around 76% of high schoolers have struggled or are struggling with a mental health disorder. And 79% of teenagers said they wouldn't associate with someone with a mental health disorder. Hearing these statistics, it helps us realize how much we struggle with finding a place in the world as teens. We live in constant fear that we are being judged or made fun of. Suicide. Just another 7-letter word that has a huge impact on many people. Suicide is the 3rd leading cause of death for teens in North America. My name is Amelia Tehrani, and mental health has played a huge role in my life. And today, I would like to share my story with you. In elementary school, my 4th grade class got split up into reading groups based on our level of understanding. The majority of my class got put in either the normal reading level or the higher reading level. But for me, it was hard for me to complete sentences or to get words out. So that put me behind in reading and I need extra help. My classmates quickly noticed this and I started getting made fun of. I would be laughed at and mocked. I would walk my halls in fear. Then 6th grade hits. In middle school, my parents started to notice something different about me. Whenever there was a homework assignment, test, or quiz that I was preparing for, my parents would find me at the kitchen table, hyperventilating and crying. I would cry for not achieving perfection. It was hard for me to put myself out there, and I would feel nervous feelings every day. This led to constant panic and anxiety attacks. These attacks were almost every single day, and as I got older, it only gotten worse. In 8th grade, I was officially diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. With this diagnosis, I felt bad about myself every day, and my anxiety had only gotten worse. And then I started high school. Everyone had always told me freshman year had its ups and downs, but overall, it was gonna be one of the best years of my life. Once I got there, I remember noticing a lot of changes. There were so many people surrounding me who I didn't know, and I quickly realized high school was gonna be nothing like middle school. But the only thing I could think about was how I needed to achieve perfection, both socially and academically. So I entered my first class, and my anxiety began to act up. I started feeling nauseous, and this feeling continued throughout the day. I got home that day, and my mom asked the typical question on the first day of school. "How was your first day, sweetie?" I quickly answered, "Great," and told her I needed to complete some homework. I lied. I didn't want my mom to worry about me. I instead headed up to my room and had a panic attack. I felt so unhappy with myself. Whenever my parents would ask me or check in on me, I would tell them everything was fine, even if that wasn't the case. My anxiety was getting so bad where almost every week I would have to go to the nurse's office to calm my hyperventilating down. Sometimes, on the worst days, I would disassociate during class and I would have to be picked up in a wheelchair by the school nurses as I'm hyperventilating and the whole school watching. With everything going on in my life, I started developing a very bad case of depression. I started imagining a world where I was gone. I was overworked in school, dealing with toxic people in my life who constantly made fun of me. And I felt like I wasn't good enough. And then April 18th, 2018 happened. A day that'll stick in my mind forever. While my mom was driving me to school, I shouted the words, "I want to die." My mom was shocked and terrified, and I was immediately driven to the hospital. I was scared, and I had no idea what was about to happen to me. In the hospital, I met with a doctor and therapist who, after talking to me, came to the conclusion that I should be put in the inpatient center. My mom and I were confused and scared. The doctor told me I may feel scared and confused at first, but in the long run, I would appreciate this experience. Those words stuck with me. My first day in the center, I felt scared and alone, and I was hoping this was all a bad dream. I would constantly tell myself, there is no hope for you, and you're not gonna get better. At the end of the day, we would have group therapy circles where everyone in the circle would share about their day, why they were hospitalized, and one thing they were gonna improve on. When it was my turn, I only kept to myself. But then, the girl sitting next to me said, "Everything is gonna be all right, and we are all here for you." After hearing those words, something clicked inside of me. I started looking around the room and thought to myself, wow, I don't know anyone here, but yet they are all supporting me on this journey. So the next day, I shared my story, and I realized we all have to support one another in order to get better. After 1 week, I got discharged from the center, and I realized how important my life is to me, how much I mean to others, and how much we all mean to one another. It is stated in the Torah that light is created to brighten the darkness in each day and the world. God is teaching us each day features both light and darkness, and we can't have a full day of either one. This part of the Torah relates to our lives because every day has its ups and downs. As much as we want to live perfect and easy lives, the truth is there is always going to be darkness, and all we can do is seek out the light. So, with that in mind, I am so happy to say that I have had 611 days of straight happiness. And yes, I still stress in school, and I still have bad days. But now I realize that's a part of life. At the end of the day, we all have to remember we're all human, and we're all not perfect. We all have our flaws, and our flaws are what make us stand out. The suicide hotline number is 1-800-273-8255. If you are going through what I went through, please don't hesitate to call this number. The suicide hotline has someone available to talk 24 hours a day and is absolutely free. So please, call this number if you need anything. In my sophomore year English class, at the beginning of the year, we learned about the single story. The single story is about how our peers see us while not knowing our complete stories. In my class, we had to give a presentation about our single stories. In September, as some of my sophomore friends asked me about the project and what I did, after telling them, I quickly realized my life is a single story. I bet the majority of you guys saw me as a happy girl who was going to talk about something else besides anxiety and depression, which is my complete story. I want everyone to know mental health is nothing to be ashamed of. I know life can get hard sometimes, and all we want to do is give up, but once you get through one day, you can get through the next. Right now, pieces of paper and pens will be under your seats, and I want everyone to write down one thing you would consider to be a flaw or a setback that's stopping you from accomplishing your goals. You can choose to share with people afterwards or not. Once you have something written down, I want you to take that piece of paper and crumple it up or rip it. And don't worry, recycling bins will be coming around. Our flaws and setbacks stop us from wanting to accomplish our goals. And by ripping them, you are showing that you are not going to let this flaw or setback get in the way. Before I officially finish, I want to give a few shout outs. First, to my amazing family, Mom, Dad, Dylan, and Oreo. Thank you for all the constant love and support throughout this journey. Next, to my amazing friends who always put a smile on my face. And lastly, you, USY. Thank you for changing my life and giving me some of the best days ever. My freshman year self would never have pictured me giving a speech at a convention in front of a lot of people talking about my past with mental health. But I was able to accomplish my dream by ripping my setback, which is anxiety. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. You got through today, you got through the day before. What's stopping you from getting through the next? Thank you so much.